Hello everybody, welcome back. I've got another Final Fantasy Tactics job breakdown here. We're gonna talk about the Thief this time. I actually really like the Thief. Usually in the RPGs that I play, I like to have thieves to steal. It's not always the case that stealing is super useful, but I think in Tactics it is. Especially towards the end of Chapter 1, you can, if you've leveled enough, you can actually get some of the best equipment in the game just from random enemies that you come across. So, and that can make the storyline battles much easier. So let's take a look here at the different abilities that the thief gets here. So, Steel Gill is actually a pretty decent ability for JP, I guess, farming. Not as good as like the focus from the Squire job, but Steel Gill can be interesting if you're not, or if you don't have that skill set equipped. Steel Heart is really good. Basically, it charms your enemy, and this will work on monsters. And then the thieves, if you're a I guess in this case a female unit, you can only charm the males, right? You can't charm another female enemy unit. You know, and then vice versa as well. If your thief is a male unit, you will only be able to charm monsters and the female unit. So that is Steel Heart, and the range is actually 3 as well. So you don't have to be right up next to the enemy to use it. So that's a really good one. And anytime that an enemy is charmed, if you then attack the enemy afterwards, they will basically become, I guess, it'll break the charm. And charm is actually even a little bit better than like confuse, for instance, because sometimes even a confused monster will still attack you. So really good ability there. Steel helmet, helmet, armor, shield, weapon, accessory. These are all pretty self-explanatory. All pretty good abilities. Steel EXP, honestly, it's been a long time since I've used this. I don't know how useful this is. Generally, just because of the way that experience works in this game, you always want to be taking actions on enemies that are higher level than you. But I wish I remembered now if Steel EXP was even worth it. It probably is. Because again, you're always going to get, and this is probably better than Steel Gill for farming JP, now that I think about it, unless this has got some modifier that I don't know of, but I'm not sure if that's the case. As far as modifiers go, there's kind of some interesting stuff with this. For one thing, it's modified by speed. So generally, you want to have faster characters. You want to be equipped with things like the Thief Cap or the Kasha Hat, right? Because those add, a couple of points to your speed. Ramza can also increase your speed, right, by using Tailwind. So that is a good ability to have on him, or I guess be using on your thieves. Another great one, and I've talked about this in the some of the other video, or one of my earlier videos on the Archer, was Adrenaline Rush. So if your thief has Adrenaline Rush, well, anytime they get attacked when Adrenaline Rush triggers, then there is a higher chance then that you will be able to steal, because you will get that 1 point of speed. So that is a great, actually, it's a really great reaction ability to have on your thief. So let's talk, we'll talk reaction abilities here. So this is Vigilance. Honestly, I'm not a big fan. There's so many good, I guess, reaction abilities in the game. This one is not very good. So this basically, every time if this triggers, whenever you take damage, you will use the defense stance, right? Now, that's pretty lame and really only useful if your character is moving and then gets attacked by multiple enemies. And the reason why this is so bad is because the ninja ability Vanish is just so much better. Basically, you know, if you get attacked, you know, Vanish makes it so that you just completely disappear and then you're untargetable by enemies. So that's just vastly better than Vigilance. I don't recommend this at all. Gill Snapper, honestly, same deal. There's just so many better reaction abilities in this game. And it'll get to a point where Gill is just not really a factor for you. So again, don't really recommend that at all. Sticky Fingers, on the other hand, is amazing. I've got a video here of basically how to obtain Knight Swords in Chapter 2. And it revolves around Sticky Fingers and getting a ninja to throw weapons at you. So check that out if you're interested. It makes the rest of the game an absolute joke. To be fair, it takes a lot of work to do it, but it's kind of nuts. So the other thing is, you know, Sticky Fingers towards the end of the game also, you're going to be coming across a lot more ninjas. And Sticky Fingers is a great way to catch items. So, amazing ability in certain scenarios. Here's another one, Poach. So, monsters can be poached in this game. I hate the whole system, frankly. It's not as bad, I guess, if you just hunt the monsters, you know, randomly and don't go through the breeding process. The breeding process, you know, revolves around getting a monster onto your or into your roster, and then just kind of moving around the map until, you know, a monster egg pops up, and then you have to keep repeating that process because you know, you'll then take those monsters into battle and then poach them. Basically, what Poach does is instead of a monster's corpse timing out when you finish them off. By poaching them, basically it just eliminates the timer altogether and the monster just disappears. And then one of two things happens. You either get the common item or you get the rare item, and you'll have to go to a poaching den, which unfortunately those aren't immediately available at the beginning of the game. So you'll have to wait a little bit for those. But honestly, there are a lot of really good items that you get through poaching, so that is definitely a viable way to get a lot of gear. So that's my take there. Oh, okay. So Steel. I'm sorry. So let's go back here. Steel experience is Steel's speed +5 experience, but cannot steal more than the target currently has. Oh, okay. So, yeah, you know, if your enemy is at 0 current experience, apparently this just doesn't steal any. That's a shame. Yeah, so this is not, that's not really that great of an ability. I mean, I guess it's something, right? But speed +5 is not very impressive either. Although, to be fair, though, you'll still also get the regular, you know, experience, I think, anyways, when you actually try to, you know, perform that action on, you know, the target. So, it's something, I suppose. That's at least a little bit more than you'd normally get, right, by using, like, Steel Gill or something like that. But, anyway, so yeah, so back to Poach. You know, one of the characters has it innate, which is Luso if you're playing on the War of the Lions version. His Game Hunter has Poach built in, and so does Biblios, or Biblos, I guess, this guy. So, you know, I don't know, kind of interesting. But, you know, again, I don't love that process, but it is what it is. And, alright, so lastly here, the Thief gets the Movement +2 ability, and apparently Jump +2 as well. I actually like Jump, or Move +2. This is the, you know, this is just a lot more obtainable than Move +3. Move +3 is pretty tough to get. You either need to have a Bard if you're a male unit, or you need to be, and if the females have to go through the Dark Knight. So, and Dark Knight is really hard to get. So move +2, I actually recommend. It's expensive, but it's actually a really good ability. So that is it for the skills. Let's take a look at their equipment. So thieves get knives, and I think it's literally just knives. Now, yeah, the Zwill Straight Blade is actually really good because it adds sleep. So you know that's definitely an option, and you know, you generally you're probably not going to use dual wield with these guys, but you could and dual wield these things. Now the problem though with these is, you know, if you dual wield and you trigger the sleep on the first hit, and then you hit again, and the sleep doesn't trigger, well then you've just woken up your sweat, you know, the slept target. But so you could probably make a case that it's better to just have one, but also they can't use shields, so you know, I guess it is what it is. And then, you know, hats, as usual, or as you might expect, they can wear the hats. Obviously, this is a female unit, so they can use the hairpins, but the males can't. But they can't use heavy helmets. Also, they can't use heavy armor or robes. So really, you're just stuck with the light armor with these guys. The last thing here that I'll actually mention, if you actually do want to steal a lot, what I would actually recommend here is to go with the monk. So learn your abilities with the thief, right? You know, learn everything that you want to learn, and then actually take this, or I guess change back to monk here, and then put steal on it, and then have attack boost. This is probably, it's going to maximize your steal rates. The other thing that's important with steel, though, is unfortunately Zodiac compatibility as well. So, you know, there's certain, you know, you're going to come across certain enemies that are just going to be difficult to steal from. But that is about it, I believe, for Thief. You know, I really like the skill set, honestly. I know the first couple of times I played the game, I actually had Ramza as a thief for a good portion of the game, at least. The other great thing about the thief is it actually does have an innate, like they're innately like a little bit quicker because of their speed modifier. So that is it for the thief. As always, I hope the guide was helpful, and hope you join me for more videos. Thanks for watching.